Oh, I'm gonna miss my baby. I'm gonna miss her so much. That was devastating for me to hear that news that she had passed.
It's a story we've been covering since it first happened. A father is grieving the loss of his young daughter after a police chase this week ended in tragedy. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. 2 innocent teenage girls were killed after a car involved in a chase that started in Jefferson Parish crashed into them in New Orleans.
As the investigation continues and the alleged getaway driver faces some very serious charges, 2 families are hurting when they should be enjoying this holiday season.
Sharice is a very beautiful woman. New Orleans, what's going on? It is 10:40 p.m. Sunday night. I let time slip by, and I wanted to do the story earlier, so yeah.
2 families are grieving, their hearts torn apart. 2 lives lost before they could start. This Christmas, 2 households will sit silent as 2 families mourn the loss of 2 innocent teenage girls whose lives were taken before they could show the world who they could become.
She was a daddy's girl. She was with me every time I came in. We had fun together. If she needed to do something, Daddy, come on, let's go, so, I'm gonna miss my baby. I'm gonna miss her so much.
No parent ever plans for the day they have to say goodbye to their youngest child.
Couldn't ask for a better daughter.
Benjamin Smith Sr. has had that unimaginable grief thrust upon him.
We're taking it hard.
His 17-year-old daughter, Giselle Smith, and her friend, 17-year-old Semaj Morris, were killed after authorities say a shoplifting pursuit in Jefferson Parish ended in New Orleans on Wednesday. JPSO says around 7:30 p.m. deputies were called to Lakeside Mall after a group of women were caught stealing. The office says an off-duty deputy saw them fleeing, so notified on-duty deputies. JPSO says the pursuit lasted less than a minute after the getaway SUV crossed into Orleans Parish and the chase was called off.
They shoplifted. They didn't rob a bank. I don't see where a pursuit was even necessary.
JPSO says the SUV crashed into another vehicle on St. Bernard Avenue. Inside that vehicle were 2 of Benjamin's daughters, Giselle and her big sister, Paris.
She's doing okay. She's recovering well. She's moving around.
Paris survived the crash, but now Benjamin has to find the words to tell his daughter her sister is gone.
I have to hold myself back a lot. It's hurting. Excuse me. The loss of Giselle, it was close. She don't know yet. I don't want to tell her until she's capable.
His voice filling with pride when he speaks about Giselle.
She was very active academically. She was an honor roll student at West Jeff. She was in the band. She was on the female football team. So she was in the basketball team.
Giselle lost her mother 5 months ago to cancer.
It was hard to bring her back from that. And she was just now beginning to get back to things.
Days after an accident that injured one daughter and killed another, Benjamin stands as the grieving patriarch of his family. A father wishing he could tell his baby girl one more time how much he loved her.
Daddy loved his baby girl. I love all my daughters, but Giselle, yes, I love you, baby. Just rest in peace.
Eleanor Tabone, WWL, Louisiana.
Janika Smooth has been arrested and is facing several charges, including manslaughter. The court today set her bond at $565,000.
I don't know what the fuck. Why is this lady facing charges? All right. I really forgot what the hell I wanted to say, man. I thought this video was about one young lady. They didn't even say much about the other. Cause did I hear these people wrong? Didn't they say there were 2 17-year-olds that passed away? I'm Trailhand Bill reporting live from South Florida. When the father first popped on the screen, I was like, damn, maybe that was like the coach or something, because he was just talking so bland. He was talking so detached and disconnected. And then All right, it made sense at the end. He was like, I had to hold myself back. And when he said that, I'm wondering, like, where, if you heard that, where did your mind go when he said that? Because I know where mine went. I don't know why they showed him have his moment on camera. That's not, I mean, obviously it's probably something, I wouldn't even think that, I want to say it's probably something he agreed to, but how media spins these stories, whatever their intentions are, and I'm not saying they were ill here, but how they spin these stories, man, they do anything for shock value, clicks, and views. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't even really run this by him and just think, like, what kind of decision is that to make at a moment like this when he is dealing with what he's dealing with? So that was something that stood out to me. I don't even know why they felt the need to put that on camera, but obviously something else that stood out to me was his hat. I'm not of the crowd that says just because you're a fireman, you're the real good guy. Because you were military, you served, you're the real good guy. That's just not who I am, man. Now, I am the guy that anytime I see these gentlemen in public and they have on their hats, like if I would have seen this gentleman, I promise you, unless God stopped me or it was just very awkward and out of the way, I would have made it my business to tell him thank you for your service. I do that quite often. I am very grateful for the men and women who serve our country. Genuinely, but that's not everybody in whatever uniform. But I noticed his hat, and if I'm going to assume that he was a hero, that he was a great guy, that he served his country well, like these cowards get the assumption and the benefit of the doubt just because they show up at training academy. If I'm going to assume that, then I can't assume past the irony of him serving his country and for this to be the way that his country repays him. So I'm going to go back to this young lady. Maybe it does make sense for her to be involved in the criminal charges related to the deaths here. And this is one. That's why I'm confused. I'm almost certain I heard him say 2 17-year-olds, and I'm not going to go back and stop and do that. So just correct me where I'm wrong. But I even thought they said just one manslaughter charge. I'm confused there. But the cops, they at home. You talking about the journalists talking about, see, because they said 2 families are grieving during the holidays when they should be preparing to celebrate together or something along those lines. But like, there are also some families that have members among them that they shouldn't be, or they should at the very least be out on bond or bail. So back to this father saying, I have to hold myself back. Again, I don't know where your thoughts went, but I know where mine went. Too many families know this type of grief, and a lot of people suffer the most because of it during times like this, holidays. And so my prayers are with them, not only during the holidays, but all throughout the year, when they have to not only remember that their loved ones are no longer with them, but they have to also remember that there's no justice because the murderers walk free in our great but also treacherous country. Praying for this dad, man, and this daughter who has to find out, and probably by now has found out, that her sister passed away. And the other grieving family, and once again, all the families and all the names. Rest in peace, Giselle. I'm Trey and Bill, reporting live from South Florida. Y'all be good.
2 families are grieving, their hearts torn apart. 2 lives lost before they could start. This Christmas, 2 households will sit silent as 2 families mourn the loss of 2 innocent teenage girls whose lives were taken before they could show the world who they could become.
She was a daddy's girl. She was with me every time I came in. We had fun together. If she needed to do something, Daddy, come on, let's go, you know. So, I'm gonna miss my baby. I'm gonna miss her so much.
No parent ever plans for the day they have to say goodbye to their youngest child.
Couldn't ask for a better daughter.
Benjamin Smith Sr. has had that unimaginable grief thrust upon him.
We're taking it hard.
His 17-year-old daughter, Giselle Smith, and her friend, 17-year-old Semaj Morris, were killed after authorities say a shoplifting pursuit in Jefferson Parish ended in New Orleans on Wednesday. JPSO says around 7:30 p.m. deputies were called to Lakeside Mall after a group of women were caught stealing. The office says an off-duty deputy saw them fleeing, so notified on-duty deputies. JPSO says the pursuit lasted less than a minute after the getaway SUV crossed into Orleans Parish and the chase was called off.
They shoplifted. They didn't rob a bank. I don't see where a pursuit was even necessary. They shoplifted. They didn't rob a bank. I don't see where a pursuit was even necessary.
JPSO says the SUV crashed into another vehicle on St. Bernard Avenue. Inside that vehicle were two of Benjamin's daughters, Giselle and her big sister, Paris.
I lived a lot better than a lot of us would, OG. Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.